Okay, I'm now going to give you an example of what it's like to live, to see, to talk to a person who uses her hands when she talks. I'm just going to read this blog post to you, and you can see how I just can't even control what happens to my hands. So, do you use your hands when you talk? I do. Or, as someone at church asked recently, so do you talk until your hands stop moving, or can you speak if they're not? I laughed. Of course I can. I can talk without moving my hands, well, maybe I am moving my body. Anyway, back to the post. Some would say, I come by this honestly. My mother, after all, was born in Sicily. Of course, she moved to Southern California when she was a baby and thus was raised as an American by Italian immigrants on a chicken farm. But still, Sicilian blood runs through half my veins. Half. Let's see. I don't remember my grandparents using their hands when they spoke. My grandfather was a taciturn man, gave them to smiling and gently tending his vines, his garden, the few animals that remained, patting the adorable grandchildren on the head. My grandmother, on the other hand, was a shrill, loving woman whom I seldom understood. She indeed reminded me of the phantom chickens with whom, when her small mouth quickly burbled through incomprehensible words I seldom understood. It might have been better if she had moved her hands. Hey, wait, I do remember this kind of giving up motion. That would often happen when I'd said for the fourth or fifth time. Can you say that again? Anyway, I'm thinking about this now because when this blog post is running, I may very well be back in Italy visiting friends, relatives, seeing some of the old sites. The last time we visited, in 2010, I borrowed my niece's Italian grammar book so I could understand some of the words to work on how to talk and hopefully manage all those numbers that seem to go on and on and on. I got along okay, frequently because I laughed when I spoke, but I used my hands continually. Often when I said, lo siento però, ma no parlo italiano molto bene. That's about all I can say, which is I don't speak Italian very well. My husband, though, could hardly contain his laughter one night when he followed me down into the hotel lobby. I'd gone down to speak to concierge about something. He said it this way. There you were, chatting away in what sounded like Italian to me. Your hands were moving non-stop until it was time to listen. Then you dropped them, and the man behind the counter started up, speaking Italian slowly, for my comprehension, I'm sure, and moving his hands just the same. You followed suit, back and forth, hands and mouth, and he replied the same way. So maybe it is an Italian thing. Who knows, really? Honestly, I don't recall the Italian side of my family behaving like this. I just don't remember family parties full of moving hands. But we can hope that it's an attempt to take these one-dimensional words and turn them into three-dimensional acting, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Chi lo sa? Who knows? Ciao!